Scott Keith. Deshler has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. The Golden Tigers will receive to open tonight's game, and Deshler will be kicking off. Return the ball at the 22-yard line for the Golden Tigers to get first and 10. No gain on the play. J.R. White on the stop for the Deshler Tigers. Second down and 10. Joey Howe to Ryan Roman. J.R. White on the stop again. Kenyatta Abernathy on the stop as well. Play gains 10 yards, and that's for a first down for the Golden Tigers. On the stop for Deshler, number 48, Evan Ferguson. Gain of 5, second down and 5. For Russellville, number 34, Scott down and 3. Make that 3rd down and 3.
Go defense! Come on, Dave!
By number 51, Tyler Span. A loss of 1 will bring up 4th down and 5 for the Golden Tigers. In the punt for Russellville, number 88, Casey Bosis. Back deep for the Deshler Tigers. Number 26, Dion Ballou. Number 21, Brent Calloway. DJ Box with a carry. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8. DJ Box taken down by Russellville's number 21, Brent Calloway. No gain on the play. 1st down and 9. Nathan McAllister, punting for Deshler, number 16, Caleb Henry. Punt is down at the 26-yard line, a 33-yard punt where the Golden Tigers will take over 1st and 10.
Let's go, baby, let's go! But not before the Golden Tigers pick up a 1st down at the 45-yard line. A 19-yard pass completion for Russellville. Incomplete. Will bring up 2nd down and 10.
stopped by number 52, Brandon Welch for Deshler Tigers. A loss of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 11. Number 21, DJ Box, and number 26, Dion Blue back deep for Deshler. The fair catch is signaled for at the 20-yard line, and a flag is on the play. Is called for at the 9-yard line. A 47-yard punt for Casey Bolton. First and 10 from the 8 for Deshler. Second down and 12 from the 6-yard line. Pass is complete to number 26, Dion Blue. Taken out of bounds by Russellville, number 1, Ryan Roman. A gain of 6 on the play, 3rd down and 8. Incomplete. We'll bring up 4th down for Deshler. In the punt for Deshler, number 16, Caleb Henry. A heat timeout.
Two lines over there. Still trying to get in, and they're going to miss the whole first quarter. So, 2nd down and 10 now. Golden Tigers ball at the Deshler 37-yard line. Nothing your score. Chris Holland, Evan Ferguson, Chris May, and Jason Zack. That's your defensive front. And they are a set of good ones, folks. Could be one of the best defensive front fours in Deshler. Passing of Linda Rickman after a courageous 4-year battle with cancer. We saw her just as late as a month or 2 ago showing up to events when you know she didn't feel well. She never missed a Tiger outing, and we're sure going to miss Linda Rickman, and our heartfelt sympathy goes out to a great Tuscumbia family. On 2nd and 10 now, hand to the first man through, and Chris Holland got it wrapped up in the backfield, a loss of about 3, so neither team able to do much running or throwing the football. Here in the early going, 3rd down and 12. For the Russellville Golden Tigers. They do have it at the Deshler 38-yard line, but a huge possession down coming up. Yeah, big play right here. We need to try to stop them right here and get a good rush on the punter, maybe block a punt to change the field position back in our favor. course, Coach Mills, a longtime Deshler assistant, and Lori teaches at the school, graduated with myself, and then Hal a few years ahead of us. Third down and 12. Hal scrambling now. The pressure. Gerald White going to throw it back across the field. Got a man wide open at the 30, at the 25, at the 20. Beautiful toss from Joey Howell, and there's not many times you can have a quarterback throw from his right all the way across the field to his left, but he completed it to a wide open Mason Willis, and it's 1st and 10 Golden Tigers at the Dexter Tiger 20-yard line. One of those times where they had the right play called against the defense. We came with an all-out blitz. Brandon Welch and Tyler Spann were both coming through. He rolled to his right. What happens if the game can wear on and the Tigers get pressure? But so far, Hal, very impressive in his debut as a Golden Tiger. He's going to fake again, roll out, looking, scrambling from Chris Holland. He'll dump it away out of bounds. And that's the kind of licks I'm talking about, Keith, is Holland and J.R. White both bore down on Joey Howell and hurled him to the ground there just as he released the football. We've got a flag grounding the football. Grounding the football against the Golden Tigers, and this one will hurt. It's a huge penalty. 3:13 remaining in the first period. No score in the ball game. 7-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield for Howell. Here comes another pressure play. That is Scotty Freeman top to Miller and went flying. Scotty Freeman quickly up off his feet and he had the ball in his hands and just a vicious lick by sophomore Tyler Spann. Sometimes, Jimmy, you drop the ball. When you see the replays on those, sometimes they drop it right before they hit him. He dropped it after he hit him. Unbelievable. Like you said, 10 yards up the field. And now the Dexter defense trying to get their Tigers fired up, and here comes the Russellville fans. And this is what high school football is all about, folks. A huge lick on the field. Freeman backs his right back up. Tyler Spann takes his helmet off. It's 3rd down and 27 with 3:07 remaining. Howell from the shotgun with a single setback. Low snap. This time, big rush again. And it's an incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. Joey White has been coming and back-to-back huge hit by this ball. Dexter defense. Only difference in about 5 yards, but Jimmy, that was a fumble. He hit him before he went, and he did roll back over on it, so they still would have had the ball, so it wouldn't have been a change of possession. They would have still been punting, but great job. We're coming with a blitz almost every play, and whether they pick that up or not. Still trying to get in the game, folks. Our people on either end of the stadium, 3 minutes, no score in the game, and a couple of huge licks by the Dexter D and 2 sophomores, Keith. How about that? Yeah, Tyler Spann and J.R. White. Bolton on the punt. Good snap. A little bit more pressure, and another poor punt this time by Bolton, so he's 1 for 3 on his punts. And the Tigers, after it's all said and done, will have it 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line. So Dexter making its way back onto the field. .252, no score in the ball game. Let's see if they elect to go wing T here or the spread. And you got Summerhill and Bach in the game. Summerhill in at fullback for Gardner. And they'll give to Summerhill over the left side, and he'll go for a couple out to the 17-yard line. So 2nd down and about 8 for the Dexter Tigers. You got Matt Glazer, Blake Barker, Scott King, Randy Foster, Coleman Miller, and Drew Holt in there along that Dexter front. Johnny Bates and Parker Wright split out to either side for Blackburn out of the shotgun with 2:29 remaining in the first period. Summerhill and Box lined up side by side on either side of Blackburn on 2nd and 8 from the 17. Bates in motion. They'll give to Summerhill over the left side, and he'll have it out over the 20 to about the 21-yard line. They've answered one question for us, Jimmy. They've not given up yet and gone to the wing T. They're going to give the spread a chance, and they're going to run it some. They're going to go back and forth, and so they're not panicking. That's right. And it is an offense that has to be learned, and it has to be developed. So 3rd down and 3 on a couple of running plays by Anthony Summerhill. Gardner now checks in for him. Blackburn out with a shotgun. Twin receivers to the right. Miller splits out just a little. Big third down conversion. The Tigers without a first down in this football game, folks, with 1:35 remaining in the first and no score. Has played the latter half of the first quarter, and they'll give the box over the left side, and he will be close, but I don't believe he'll get it. And the Tigers will have to punt it away again. So a couple of carries to Summerhill and one to box, and it comes up about a half yard short of the first down. And for the third consecutive possession, the Tigers will have to kick it away. It's Caleb Henry standing inside his 12-yard line.
Yeah, they did a good job, Jimmy. It looked like we had a hole up the middle, but they closed fast. And right now, as you've said a couple of times, their defensive line and our offensive line are just waging a battle, and nobody's giving in either way.
4th and 1 for Deshler. Deep will be Ryan Romans. He'll stand inside his own 40. Good snap and a decent kick from Henry on a penalty play. Let's see who got who as it takes a Russellville Tiger golden bounce of about 10 yards, folks, before a Deshler Tiger could get it stopped. And again, Russellville will be in Deshler territory in great field position at the 36. Let's wait on these flags. This could be huge. He had already kicked the football, holding against Deshler. So let's see how they play this. If they mark it off after the ball had been down, that gets Russellville all the way inside the 26-yard line. Decline, so they would keep it at the 36. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Jimmy Gardner along with Chief Coach Tiger football, and Deshler so far not on offense. 0-0 our score, but Russellville playing most of the first quarter, at least the last 8 minutes on our side of the football field, and you just got to wonder how long it is before Hal finds one open.
Yeah, except the first possession, Jimmy, the whole half of the quarter has been played on our half of the field.
This time he'll hand it over the right side, and Deshler misses a tackle or two, and Freeman will take it inside the 35 to the 33-yard line, so a good gain of about 4 yards for the Golden Tigers, make it 2nd down and 6. And you can see these coaches, Keith, playing these mind games. Do I run it? Do I throw it? Trying to figure out some weak spots on either defense.
Yeah, you can see the chess game going on.
Hal has been in the shotgun on every play, as we expect him to do throughout the night. 6'6", 230-pounder. He'll give it to Freeman again, and Jason Zack. What a play by Jason Zack as he'll wrap him up for no gain. And Zack is whipping his man, folks, and he is disrupting the Russellville backfield on nearly every play.
Into the first quarter, Jimmy.
And that's the end of one period of play. Your score, Deshler nothing, Russellville nothing. And we'll be back with more Tiger football after this 60-second timeout.
Hard pass rush. But Jimmy, he's got composure. He's standing in there, and he's looking good.
Here comes the change now. Jake Ward is in there. That quarterback, his first snap of the night on 3rd and 7 from the Deshler 33-yard line. Ward will keep it over the left side, and he's hemmed up, but he gets it inside the 30 to about the 29-yard line. And now Coach Goodwin will have a decision to make on 4th and a long 2 yards from inside the Deshler Tiger 30-yard line. Ward looked very quick on that option key.
Yeah, he brings a little different item to the table. He does have super quick feet. You can tell. He cut up inside the end on this side, and he had a pitch man following that he could have pitched out too. So he looked good on that play.
Here we go on 4th down. Russellville will go for it. Ward in the shotgun with a single setback. They're going to try to reverse to Ryan Romans. Can it be defended by the Tigers? The Deshler got held and no penalty, and Romans will move it down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line, but Jamel Morris was held and dragged down by the jersey. Had it well defended, but no call by the official, and Dion Ballou makes the stop. But a good trickery play by Coach Goodwin on 4th and 2, and Russellville converts, and they're in business. 1st and 10 from the 13.
Nice play. Gave the same picture as the last play, but brought Ryan Romans around in motion. Evan Ferguson did a good job staying at home over here, but the speedy Romans cut up outside of him.
1st and 10 now. Ward still in there at quarterback. He moved the chain. This time he's going to fake it, throw it out, and it's tipped away by Chris Holland, and could have easily. Keith, he comes down with that, as he had it well read. He may go 80 yards for a score.
Yeah, great play over there by Chris Holland. He fought off his man, and he's probably about 6'3", and he can also
6'3",
jump.
230.
And he almost caught that ball. We did a great job of tipping it up.
So Spann, J.R. White, and Welch, your linebackers, Holland, Zach, May, and Evan Ferguson, your front four, and Abernathy, hadn't heard from him tonight. Jason Malone, the two seniors, and then Dion Ballou, a junior, and Jamel Marsh, a sophomore, and they'll give over the left side. Big hole for Freeman, and he'll have it inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. So a good carry, but man, that Deshler speed closed the hole up. Really, I thought he was gone for a score, folks, but Dion Ballou comes up with a big open field tackle and stops Freeman for a 7-yard gain, make it 3rd and 3, and Russellville now threatening inside the Deshler 10 with no score in the game, 10.5 minutes to go in the first half. Deshler staying in their base, 4-man front. Russellville with 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, Ward and Freeman lined up in the backfield. They'll snap to Ward, going to run the option. He tries to cut it out, hemmed up by Holland and then Brandon Welch. So Chris Holland made Ward turn it up and then was quick enough, Keith. You don't see that very often. The end quick enough to dive in there and make the stop. And it'll be 4th down once again now for the Golden Tigers, 4th and about 1.5 yards.
Yeah, huge play, Jimmy. They'll have to decide whether to try to go for it and keep us pinned down in our own territory, take the 3, or, like I said, try to get the first down and continue this drive inside the 5.
9:45 remaining in the half, no score. Russellville with their deepest penetration. They've already converted on 4th and 2 from the 17. Now they're going to go for 4th and the short 2. Under center is Jake Ward.
Jump us off sides, Jimmy.
Wishbone offense. And they do get the Tigers. And it's Evan Ferguson jumping off sides for Deshler. And, oh, man, the crowd here now comes to their feet. And you read it, Keith.
You can see it coming, Jimmy. He hasn't been up under the center all night. It's pretty obvious when he got up under there that he was going to try to jump somebody or maybe shift back.
1st and goal now from the 3-yard line after the penalty. 1st and goal. Can the Tiger defense hold here? A big threat by Russellville. And again, the Wishbone, Ward under center. 5-man front for Deshler. He'll give it this time, and he'll go for about 1 yard over right guard. That is Callaway, the sophomore. He just buries his head and dives forward to about the 2. So 2nd and goal now for the Golden Tigers. 9:09 remaining in the half, no score.
They're just set up in a power-type offense now, just trying to see if they can push us back down on like the 2-yard line, and they're just going with their jumbo package, their big backs. Ward actually lined up in a T or a wishbone, actually.
Deshler without a first down in this ball game. Give again, and he pushes his way in there. It's Callaway, the sophomore, and Russellville draws first blood in the 2008 season opener. It's Russellville 6, Deshler 0, with 8:45 remaining in a well-played drive, converting on 2 fourth downs, one with a Deshler mistake, and then a good run on the reverse by Ryan Roman.
Nice job by their coaches. They called some good plays and gave us a little change up there, bringing Ward in the game.
And this Deshler offense yet to get untracked. And a good kick by Bolton, and the score, Russellville 7, Deshler nothing. You're listening to Tiger Football, back in 30 seconds. And Deshler without a first down so far in this football game, and only 9 total yards of offense.
Short kick.
And it is fair caught at the 35-yard line, so trying to keep it out of the hands of Dion Ballou. Johnny Bates fair catches the kick at the 35. And the Deshler offense trots back onto the field under the leadership of senior Chase Blackburn. 1st and 10. Drew Holt, Matt Blazer, Scott King, Blake Barber, Randy Foster, Colin Miller.
Coach Mothership likes to talk a lot about this when he talks about this game, is see how you want to respond and to adversity here.
Here we go with a wing T. Gardner at fullback, Box at the tailback. Blackburn going to roll out. He's looking deep. Got a man open. It's Johnny Bates. Can he get that? He cannot get there. Had his man beat by about 3 yards and just overthrown by Blackburn. Bates was open at the 25-yard line, and they just can't quite connect. So it's 2nd down and 10 now for the Deshler Tigers.
Jimmy, was a great call, great pattern, great pass. Chase threw it up there, gave him time to run under it. They did everything perfect, but it was just a yard out of the reach of Jonathan Bates. He even made a great diving attempt.
And now 3 receivers to the right. Gardner lined up beside Blackburn. Parker right to the left. He's going to throw it out for Coleman Miller, in and out of his hands. He was wide open for about 12 yards and just took his eye off the football, in and out of the hands of the senior. You don't see that very often, but there is a flag on the play. Let's wait on the flag, but a good throw that time by Blackburn. And let's see, it's either defensive or illegal man downfield against the Deshler Tigers. And let's see if Russellville will take the penalty and give Deshler an extra play. 8:30 remaining in the half, 7-0. Russellville on top with a 36-yard, 8-play drive. And they will back the Tigers up 5 yards to the 30. Second down and 15 now for Deshler. Gardner in the slot. Ballou split out to the right side. Let's see if Blackburn elects to go for him right to the far side. They'll give it to DJ Box over the right side, and Box hauled down from behind. Nothing doing, no gain on the play. So that third down now and 15 yards to go for the Deshler Tigers. And he was just caught from behind, Keith, because he was trying to wait on a hole to open, and there was none.
Yeah, Matthew Blazer and Drew Holt were leading the way, and they both got good blocks, Jimmy, but they had about 4 guys out there. We just didn't have enough to block them. It was a good defensive play.
And it's Gardner lined up beside Blackburn, and 3 receivers to the left. Now Box, Ballou, and Wright, and Blackburn going to roll to his left. And he's chased from behind and he gets away somehow from Callaway, dumps it off to Gardner. Gardner goes up to it, and he'll be very close to the Tigers' first down of the night. So a 14-yard maybe. Let's see where they spot. 14-yard completion from Blackburn to Gardner as Gardner blocked and then just released out, and Chase had the presence of mind. And let's see if Coach John Mothershed will elect to go for it. The Tigers without a first down.
Here comes the power package.
Here comes the power package. 4th down and less than a yard after a good 14-yard completion and a great scramble by senior Chase Blackburn. Callaway had him in the backfield and somehow escaped.
Morgan Ferguson is fullback, J.R. White is tailback, Kenyatta wingback.
4th and half a yard. They'll give to White, and he'll have the first down. One more. J.R. White driving downfield inside Russellville, Golden Tiger territory to the 44-yard line. So Deshler with his first down of the night. And with 6:59 remaining in the half, Deshler trailing 7-0 on the move.
How many times do you see everybody bunch up to try to stop a 1-yard run, and then he cracks the thing? Yep. He had one man to beat. The safety was the only man left.
So now Blackburn under center. Gardner and Box in there. And they'll give it to Jay Gardner over the left side. He's got running. He'll be out for about a 10-yard gain. So it's Jay Gardner over the left guard. And he'll be near a Tiger first down. Let's see where they spot it. He's inside the 35. And they're going to measure for it. So now the little push coming from the Deshler offensive front with 6:36 remaining. Deshler on a march inside the 35, the deepest penetration of the night.
Coach Mothershed called upon them to respond, Jimmy, and they have. They marched the ball right down. They look a little crisper on this drive. They've got a few blocks. The running backs have done a good job of cutting off the blocks, and have got a good drive going.
Less than an inch for a first down. So second down and very short. Do you waste one here, Keith, and go for the end zone?
I would. I'd throw it to Dion Blue on a post pattern, let him outrun everybody. If he's in the game, you know, he's our 200-meter state champion last year, I believe, in the 4A, so he'd be hard to keep up with.
You just mark that play down, folks. When Blackburn escaped that sack, dumped it off to Gardner, he made a couple of great moves to get that 14-yard gain and possibly get Deshler rolling. Second down, very short. It's wing T formation right out to the near side. Gardner and Box. They'll give the Box over the left side. He's hitting the backfield. DJ Box will lose about a half a yard to the 35. So it'll be third down now and short. And here comes that power package once again for Deshler on third and about a half a yard to go. 6:15 remaining in the half. Glad you're with us, folks, for an outstanding football game. We've seen vicious licks. We've seen 4th downs converted. We've seen big penalties. 7-0, Russellville on top. Third down and half a yard power package in there. J.R. White fullback. Kenyatta Abernathy wingback, and Blackburn We'll burn a timeout as time ticking down on the 25-second clock. And we'll take timeout as well with your score. Russellville 7, Deshler nothing. Back in this after this 30-second break. You're listening to Tiger football on the Big Dog.
Russellville brought, but it's been a great hard-hitting game. Howell at quarterback has showed us that he can step up from the lower division, and Jake Ward looked good at quarterback, but I think Coach Mushed called on Deshler to respond after that last drive, and I believe they've done a good job, and they've looked like Deshler this last drive.
Here we go on third and less than a yard. Power package in there. Evan Ferguson and J.R. White lined up behind Chase Blackburn under center, and they'll give to White over the right side on a penalty play, and he may not have it. He may be pushed back. Let's see. I think he'll still be just a bit short, but Deshler may get backed up more than that. Looks like maybe an illegal procedure against the Tigers. So shooting ourselves in the foot after second and about an inch to go. Can't get it on second down, and then we have a penalty on third down. It'll back us up 5 yards. It'll be third down and a little over 5 yards to go for the first down ball at the Russellville 40-yard line with 5:47 remaining in the first half. 7-0 Golden Tiger lead. The power package key seems to be staying in the ball game.
Yeah, he took a couple out, but he still left Kenyatta and a couple of the power package in there. So he's got Chris Holland in there at tight end.
Deshler somewhat unorganized getting to the line. Third down, we'll call it over 5 yards to go. It's Summerhill and White, and Blackburn's going to roll out, looking to throw down the field, and got Chris Holland. Can he come over? From the tight end side, and Blackburn threw it easy.
Jimmy, I asked you why he had number 9 on this year, and you told me he'd been playing some tight end. He just showed you why. He reached out, caught it in his fingertip. Yeah, showed you some of his basketball skills, some rebounding there. Great leaning catch, and then just stumbled in from about the 6 and dove the last 3 yards.
40-yard pass completion on third and a long 5. They sneak. They had the power package in there. Great call by Coach Jared Ham. And a pinpoint pass, and Holland gets it on a fingertip and brings it in, and he looked like a pro. He will be playing on Saturday. That showed me all I need to see.
You hear say it all the time. Chase also threw it the only place it could have been caught.
The extra point is low but good. So good hold that time by Parker Wright. Low snap, and Caleb Henry patiently gets it through the upright, and we're all knotted up, and it's got the makings of a classic here from Russellville, Alabama in the season opener of 2008. Everyone is answering the bell.
Yeah, they responded big time on that. And like I said, great call, great pass, great catch by Chris Holland. It was only about his second or third play of the night at tight end, and he made a great catch.
We're going to name it, if this game pans out for the Tigers, Keith will call it the Great Escape.
Yeah.
Blackburn, after Deshler thwarted all through the game, had nearly sacked back at his own 10-yard line, escaped, dumps it off to sophomore fullback who had been blocking on the play, and alertly turned around Jay Gardner, and he takes it for 14 huge yards to get Deshler in position for that first down of the ball game, and they march it on. A 8-play, taking off 4 minutes off the clock and covering 65 yards.
Now, Jimmy, we'll see how Russell responds. Now they've hit us, and we've come back and hit them, and we'll see what they do and see if our defense steps up a little bit.
5:18 to go in the half. 7-7. Deshler's knotted it up. Henry to kick off. Great game going here. A lot of respect between these two schools, folks. The black and the gold versus the red and the white. And Henry with a good, deep kickoff inside the 10. It fielded by Romans, and he'll take it out to the 26-yard line before he's stopped by Brandon Welch and Dion Ballou. And now a lot of pushing and shoving, and boy, Henry got clocked after he kicked the ball off.
He'll remember next time that guy circled around and kicked him out and came down and hit him hard, but he'll look for it on the next one.
First and 10, Russellville Golden Tigers, and let's see if this Deshler defense can show some muscle now. And the offensive line was suspect for the Golden Tigers, but they're huge, averaging about 255 across that front. And they have done a fairly good job against the Deshler Tigers, because I'm telling you, folks, that is one tough front four for Deshler. 1st and 10, Howell back in there at quarterback. He's going to jump up, throw it, but this time Jamel Morris reads it and will dump the receiver for a loss back to the 20-yard line. So extremely well read by the sophomore Jamel Morris, and he'll drop Mason Willis for about a 4-yard loss. Make it 2nd down and 16 to go for Russellville. 7-7 with 4:44 to go in the half. Spread offense all the way for the Golden Tigers. Junior transfer. Joey Howe leading the way for much of the night. Jake Ward has substituted in well for him at quarterback. Twin receivers to either side. Single setback on 2nd 14. Howe going to look up. Has it complete out on the sideline and almost escaping for a huge gain. It's still a great game. Is Nathan McAllister, and he'll take it for about 10 yards outside the 30, but just raises up and pops McAllister, and he breaks a couple of would-be Tiger tackles, and he almost is off to the races big time.
He did. Great move on this. Jimmy, Evan Ferguson has changed to number 75. He's changed, and he looks like he stepped down, and his number 8 is in there. That's
Jose Mills, folks.
He's in a decent
Jose Mills seeing his first action of the night. 7-7, Deshler and Russellville. 3rd down and a good big-time possession play here on 3rd and 3 from 34. And again, I believe this time Russellville will jump offside, trying that long snap count. And so one time apiece. Has it worked? And let's see if they don't say Deshler was first. I know the defensive front of Deshler did jump, and so Russellville using that cadence for a couple of first downs. And boy, oh boy, this is that first game where Coach John Mothershed will line them up Monday, and we'll get past this quickly.
Yeah, that's 3rd and 3, Jimmy, and you just can't make that mistake. I mean, that if you were tackling him in the backfield, then they're punting, but you're just basically giving them a first down.
That's exactly right. 7-7 our score. Russellville has moved the ball out to their 38-yard line, started at their own 26. 3 receivers out to the left, spread formation. Howe's going to look deep, and he's knocks it out. Jose Mills knocks it out, and Howe, see if he gets back on it. So Jose Mills does not take long, and let's see the scramble. Who has it? Deshler says they do, and I believe they do. The Tigers trying to football, and the Chris Marty coming up with it, and Howe seems to be very banged up on the play. And this is what we talked about, Keith. How will he respond to some huge licks? And that time, Jose Mills, the senior, does not take long to make a play.
Jimmy, he came off the end. I would say he was unblocked, but he put a move on the tackle over there, but he pretty much ran by him like he was standing still, and he hit him in the back. And like I said, that's the 3rd play he's been in the game. He's already created a fumble.
Man, first turnover of the game for either team. Wing T formation, Gardner and Box in there behind Blackburn. Johnny Bates, the tailback. Quick snap. They'll give on the inside to Johnny Bates, trying to cut it up, and he'll have a good gain on a penalty play. That's in the vicinity of holding. Let's wait on the call, but he'll take it inside the 30 to about the 26, gain of about 4 on the inside reverse. And Summerhill comes in for Box, and it will be holding against the Deshler Tigers. Man, penalties have definitely gone the way of Russellville tonight, as Deshler has been hit with some huge ones.
Yeah, that's always the hardest penalty for me to accept, because as you hear them say all the time, you call holding on every play. And I've just always wondered what makes them decide on a certain play to call it. That was a big play, changed the field position a little bit, gives us first and about, looks like 25 somehow.
First down, and we'll say 20 for the Deshler Tigers inside the 39-yard line. Blackburn rolling out to his right, looking down the field, going to launch it deep for Summerhill. He's open, and he can't come up with it. He had to turn facing the quarterback at the last second, and is over and hit his fingertips a couple of times on the way down, and then the Golden Tigers recovered as they were beat on the play. So another pinpoint pass, though, by Chase Blackburn, and it's 2nd down and 20. It would have been a great catch by Summerhill.
Sure would have. He made a great effort. Jimmy, give the offensive line a lot of credit. Chase had plenty of time to throw, look downfield, even wait for our receivers to break open 25 and 30 yards down the field.
7-7. Blackburn going to keep it on the option, and he's going nowhere. Ooh, he is hauled down for basically no gain. And I believe had he tossed it outside then, Keith, we had a man out there, but turns it up, and Russellville's speed really showed up on that play.
Yeah, they made a good play. I would have liked to see him get that ball out quick and get it out around the end, but the guy was there, and a lot of times it's better to just eat one every once in a while and not make a mistake.
Third down, 20, just outside the 39-yard line. Clock ticking down inside 2 minutes to go in the first half. 7-7. Deshler trying to capitalize on the first turnover of the game by Jose Mills. There's timeout. Deshler Tigers. We're going to keep it here this time, folks, and discuss this latter part of the second half. And senior Jose Mills, what can you say, Keith? He's had a traumatic summer. His house burned to the ground. He had some surgery last year. Had that redeveloped in the latter part of fall practice. He had to battle that nagging injury and was going to be very limited in his playing time tonight. Only maybe a couple of plays. Just got able and cleared for practice just last week. And he comes in here late in the first half, and as you said, his third play in, he knocks Hal for a loop and the ball loose.
Well, that's one reason we didn't talk about him more in the pregame. We actually didn't know how much he was going to play. Obviously, if we would have known Jose was going to start the whole game, he would have been one of our focal points. He was a leader of Deshler's defense last year. He's got speed. He's big. He's strong. He's fast. And he did, just getting in there the first few plays, he showed what he can do and how he is a game changer.
Now what that adds to the defensive front is you move first and down, and now you've got all kinds of depth there with Zach playing so well. Blackburn going to roll out to his left. Halftime again. Great block by Randy Foster. Launching it deep and overthrown at the goal line. Going for it all was DJ Box down the field, but never had a chance at that one. And Deshler will have to punt it away. 4th and 20 from their 39-yard line. But again, Randy Foster, the sophomore starter, doing an excellent job rolling with Blackburn and just, man, keeping his guy at bay.
Yeah, that was a nice drive. Jimmy would like to take it on the end right there. The fact they have to kick off to us to start the second half. But we need to hold them these last 2 minutes because we do get the ball starting the second half. We don't need to, if I remember right, we let them throw a long pass on us last year right before the half.
That's changed the game-changing performance there. Good snap, big rush, but Henry gets a wobbly kick away. It'll be fair caught by Romans inside his 10-yard line at the 9. But let's talk about that offensive front for Deshler. As you said, Keith, giving Blackburn a good deal of time to throw the football. Maybe had a couple of breakdowns, but Blazer, Scott King, the anchor at center, and then you got Drew Hope, who has battled his way for a starting spot, and Blake Barber in his senior year doing a good job in the opener against one of the tougher defensive fronts they'll face all year.
Right, and Chris May.
Yeah.
I believe he's the last guy. Yeah, and I'll tell you something, as the game goes on, you're going to see Chase become more and more accurate. I mean, it's the first game for everybody. It's the first game for the receivers, the quarterback, and everybody. And we know he's got great touch, and we know that from last year. So if they keep giving him that time, he'll eventually start picking them apart.
Russellville, now they will try to score here, go 90-plus yards. Howell going to come out launching it, and it's incomplete, and I believe batted down, or at least got a hand on it, was Chris Holland. So the defensive anchor doing the job for the Tigers. Brandon Welch with a solid game in the first half, and Chris Holland flexing his muscle.
Yeah, it's hard when he looks that direction. As soon as Chris puts his arms up, you know, he's over 7 foot tall, and it does make it a lot tougher throw out there, and he's done it several times tonight.
Junior Chris May at tackle, folks. We hadn't talked about him a lot, but he's one of the more impressive players we got. As Howell breaks free out to the 18 on a quarterback keeper. First time he's actually wanted to run the football tonight on a design play, and he makes it count for near first down yardage with 1:35 remaining. 7-7 our score from Russellville, Alabama. Jimmy Gardner along with Keith Coates. And it's 1st and 10, Golden Tigers just inside just outside their own 18-yard line. Twin receivers to either side, single setback beside Howell, 4-man front for Deshler. Shotgun, he'll drop back, quick out to Freeman, and he breaks the tackle, but going nowhere, just a slow developing play, and Tyler Spann turned him in. Keith and Jason Zach wrapped him up. That's the way a well-designed defensive scheme.
Both did a good job, and Evan Ferguson hustling out there from his end position. He's back it in on this drive, and he hustled out there and also helped turn him in. It was a good play.
Now, Jose Mills is back in there on 2nd and 10 at the right end. Ferguson drops down, and they're coming Jose Mills' way, and he can't come up with a stop on Freeman, and he's battling forward outside the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and Russellville calling for a late hit, but Freeman was turning his legs, and the Tigers kept piling him on to bring him down. Good run by Scotty Freeman. Stop made by Mills and Tyler Spann, Dion Ballou, and Jamel Morris.
Yeah, nice run by Scotty Freeman. We know he's a tough player. He, after that lick he took in the first half, that was a pretty tough lick, and he's responded well and had some good runs.
1st and 10. Golden Tigers at their own 30. They moved it 20 yards with 45 seconds to go. This time Howell flushed from the pocket and takes another lick as he delivers it incomplete toward the middle of the field. And that's one of those dangerous plays when you stop and try to flick it out there, Keith, can easily be picked off, but it stops the clock with 40 seconds, 7-7.
Yeah, we got a nice pass rush again. Jose Mills was out there rushing, and he did. He threw back to the middle of the field, and that's dangerous in that situation. He ought to just step on out of bounds and stop the clock.
2nd down, 10 to go. 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left for the Golden Tigers. Deshler appears to be blitzing, and White coming. Can he hem up Howell? No, he delivers it down the field, and it's caught. Caught inside Deshler territory. Another great catch. That's his second of the night. It's Mason Willis inside the Tigers' 45-yard line to the 44. And once again, the arm of Joy Howell pays dividends with 33 seconds remaining. Russellville threatening inside Deshler territory to 44.
Super catch, Jimmy. That's all you can say on that. He's rolling to his left. He throws back to his right about 30 yards, 25 yards down the field. But a great catch by number 8, Mason Willis. He spun around, caught it up over his head, had to hang on, and even took a lick.
Geez, I'm not making a comparison here, but for folks to understand the way he throws the football, DeMarcus Russell comes to mind. He rolls out and he just flicks it. He doesn't look like he winds up and has to really get on it. He just flicks it out there 30 yards.
No, you're exactly right. So many times you see a quarterback actually look more like a baseball pitcher, taking, setting, and dropping and throwing, but he doesn't even hardly draw the ball back just a little bit past his ear and just flicks it, and you don't realize it till you count it off, but it's 25, 30 yards down the field.
So Joy Howell, very impressive in his debut. He's answered a lot of folks' questions here in the first half tonight to transfer from Marion County High School. 7-7. Russellville driving inside the Tigers' 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Howell going to roll to his left. Looking down the field, fires another bullet, and it's caught. It'll be another Russellville Golden Tiger first down to 32-yard line. 26 seconds left. And, boy, if they go 90 here, inside a minute, very impressive for Joy Howell. And I've never seen one roll to his left so much. He just sets up and fires bullets.
Yeah, he's getting outside the penetration on this rolling to his left. Jimmy, I believe Russell has one timeout left.
And they're going away from Holland over there, I believe, is what they're doing. This time dropped straight back.
Oh, no.
No, he had a man, Jake Ward, wide open at the 20 and just overthrew him. And Kenyatta Abernathy is getting a earful from Coach Mothershed. That was a totally blown blitz there as he was coming, but he didn't come.
Yeah, if he was coming, he waited too late to come, and I'm not sure which way it was because, like you said, the quarterback had already almost set up the throw as Kenyatta was getting past the line of scrimmage. So
first game jitters, you find a lot to work on. 2nd down, 10, 17 seconds remaining. Ball at the Deshler Tiger 32-yard line. 7-7. Howell trying to take his team 90, and he'll launch it for the end zone and overthrown. Jamel Morris, good coverage on McAllister at the goal line, and he was the only player that had a chance at that one. And that'll stop the clock with 12 seconds left. So now you're looking at about a 49-yard field goal from here.
Yeah, I was going to say a decision again for Coach Goodwin. He's got to decide whether he wants to try to go for about 10 yards right here, 9 yards, and set up for the field goal with 12 seconds to go, or he's trying to if he gets the first down, he's getting pretty close to running out of time anyway. Yeah. He's about going to have to run his field goal team out anyway.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. As Howell roll to the right, got time this time, going to fire it for Ward, and he's got it complete and out of bounds at the 20. A 12-yard completion on 3rd and 10 to Jake Ward. Good coverage out there, and we've got a guy cramping. It's Kenyatta Abernathy, but now they'll trot bolting on with 4 seconds remaining for a 37-yard field goal attempt from the far hash.
They did. They ran a good, smart play right there. He ran about 12 yards down and out, just getting them closer. If he had thrown to the middle of the field, I think they have one timeout, but it'd been hard to get the clock stopped.
It would be right at 37 yards from Casey Bolton. Let's see if the Tigers can get a hand on it. Good snap. A good kick. Has it got enough? And I don't believe so. It's off to the right and short. And so the half ends with the score tied. Russellville 7, the Deshler Tigers 7. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Going to be back with a great halftime show and some special guests and go over the halftime stats. Man, don't go anywhere. We got a halftime show full of activities here from the press box with a fingertip catch, 40 yards. I see a lot of Russellville friends here. Brother Wade Wallace just going down from Calvary Baptist Church here in Russellville. Jimmy, make no mistake about one thing. If they wanted to turn Chris Holland into an all-area tight end, he could do that. That's exactly right. High end-over-end kick. Ballou will field it at his 20. Bringing it upfield. He shuts one guy. 35. And when he cut up the middle, as we mentioned for a second in the first half, he's a 200-meter state champ, and he got it on the far side, like I said, and came across, let his block set up for him, and when he turns it up, you won't catch it. And he had the one tackle to break, and he shucked him off of his shoulder pads, and then it was all over. You knew it, Keith, as he was at about the 30-yard line, and it was nobody going to catch him, and Henry on to attempt the extra point out of the snap of Welch, the hold of right, and it hits the middle, and Deshler and Dion Ballou shot the Russellville crowd here to begin the second half of play, and it's Deshler 14, Russellville 7. You're listening to Tiger Football on the Big Dog. Back in 30 seconds.
Tiger Football on Rock 105.5, the Big Dog.
Dion Ballou has sent a buzz through the crowd with an 80-yard return, and Keith, you said in the break, nice adjustment by the coaching staff. Yeah, whatever they did at half work, Jimmy. Take the short kick, run up the block, make the one-man miss, and then use your speed. Russell kicked very short to the up man at the 35 early, and this time they challenged us, and it's the first time we had Jonathan Bates. We swapped Dion, and they tried to pooch kick it again, and we did. So Caleb Henry with a big kick inside the 10. Good kick by Henry. He just hammered again, and Russell moves it out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. Some huge licks being thrown on these kickoffs, folks. And that's twice that Henry's been waylaid after he kicked the football. So Russellville will take over trailing 14-7 as Dion Ballou catches it on the far sideline, brings it to the middle of the field, and when he turned on the afterburners at about the 30, he was gone 70 very, very quickly, folks. At midfield, there was nobody in sight. Thing of beauty, wasn't it? Looked like Usain Bolt running that 220. Nobody else in the camera. Lightning. Yeah, we'll have to call him that. 1st and 10, Russellville. Howell now under center. And he'll give it over the left side to Freeman. He had 9 carries for 28 yards, and he'll be wrapped up by J.R. White after a gain of about 3 to the 34-yard line. So Russellville, at their halftime talk, seems to have said, we're going to come out and bang it right at you. Yeah, Jimmy, so many times you just don't, when you're talking about what's going to happen in the game, you don't take into consideration special teams. And so many times, when you look back on it the next day, it's special teams that meant so much. Second down, we'll call it 8 inside the 34. Howell again under center, this time with Callaway, the single setback. He's going to face this time. Rollers right, got plenty of time. Surveying the field as Howell launches a bullet in there to the tight end. It's complete at the 45-yard line. That's complete upfield to Mario Roman. And he is a big, stout kid, a senior. He's 5'11", 215 pounds, and they moved the chains with Russell. So again, answering the call as Ballou gives Deshler a touchdown lead. Jimmy, good job by Jamel Morris and Jason Malone. They had everybody covered up that time, and Dion Ballou, and he went to his safety valve, the tight end, and stayed in for a while and blocked and then slipped out. Again, under center at the Russellville 45-yard line. This time he'll give to Callaway, and not much going in the heart of that Deshler defensive front.
maybe a yard out to the 46.
Holland on the stop, along with Deion Ballou.
Chris Holland, Jason Zach,
Play gains about 1 yard, second down and
9. Sophomore at the corner. Second down and 10. Shotgun this time for Joey Howell, the junior transfer from Ewan and Marion County High School. Threw for over 2,000 in his career down there and over 100 tonight against Deshler. Deshler up by a touchdown. Howell going to fake it. Got to look now. Francis got to run up to it. And Joey Howell inside Deshler territory at the 30. At the 35 and cut down by Deion Ballou at the 32-yard line. And where did our linebackers go? On this near side, they were nowhere to be found. And Howell scrambles well. Huge gain and a Russellville first down inside the Tigers 35.
Jimmy, I'll tell you where Tyler's fan went. We're basically blitzing a linebacker on every play from one side or the other. And Tyler shot up. He was chasing the quarterback. He had good pressure. And once he rolled out, like you said, the other two linebackers, we're playing a 4-3, but we're bringing one linebacker every time, making it more like a 5-2. First and 10, Howell going to roll out, looking to throw, and almost picked off by J.R. White as Chris Holland presses Howell, makes him release it early, intended for Jake Ward. It'll fall incomplete. Second and 10, Jimmy Gardner, chief coach here, bringing you Tiger football for the 15th year on the Big Dog, and Dexter claiming a 14-7 lead. Jose Mills back in the game. He's leaving on this play, but he was in there on the last, so we're going to see him a little bit more this half, I believe. And let's see if the Tigers, Ryan Goodlow seeing his first action. He slips in there in a 3-man front, 3 down linemen for Deshler now, an extra linebacker, and here comes Goodlow, and they get it out to Callaway. Abernathy is there. Callaway shuts him, and they'll take it inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. A gain of about 4 yards, make it 3rd down and 6 now for the Golden Tigers, and they've already proven earlier in the game, Chief, they're definitely in 4-down territory here inside the 30. Yeah, I believe you're right, Jimmy, and especially after that last field goal came up short, they'll go for the next one. Ryan Goodlow's the guy we've been expecting great athlete. More and more as the year goes on, we expect to see him. We've heard what a great athlete he was 2 or 3 years ago when he was on the team, and he's back out this year. We expect big things. He's a junior, so don't worry, folks. The cover's not bare after this huge, unbelievable senior class leads, and this time Hal's going to try to go. Down, folks, on a kick reverse. What a play by the unbelievable athlete Ryan Goodlow, Jr. and Russellville will fall on it back at the 40. They tried that same reverse, and you've heard about a guy beating the receiver to the ball, and man, he just beat him to the ball and batted it down. Russellville will punt at their own court. That's how it was hard to describe. They were trying to run an option, and he sold out and dove to knock the pitch down like you say about blocking a punt. For you people that can't see it, he just dove out and knocked the ball down. Here comes a good snap, and he balls it, and somehow he gets it off. Unbelievable how he got that ball off. He got out of the hands of Kenyatta Abernathy, the punter. Balled it, and Russellville fans show their appreciation to the punter on an individual effort out of this world, Casey Bolton. Somehow or another, he got out of the grass with Kenyatta Abernathy and had the presence of mind to punt it out of there. Yeah, he dropped the ball. He picked it up and braced for Kenyatta to tackle him. As Kenyatta hit him, he actually slipped off of him, and he just literally dropped the ball and kicked him with his foot. And not only that, he kicked about a 35-yard kick. First and 10 now. Tigers inside their own 15-yard line. Gardner and Box behind Blackman. They'll give it inside to Deion Ballou, and on the inside reverse, and they move Deion Ballou to wingback, so Coach John Lewis here saying, hey, we got to get that boy the ball here in the second half, and he'll take it for about 4, make it 2nd and 6 at the 19-yard line as Gardner checks out in favor of Summerhill. Yeah, you've also got Ryan Goodlow in the backfield, Jimmy. Ryan Goodlow was split out now, so he's getting action both ways after that tremendous play. And Summerhill lined up beside Blackburn. Blackburn going to drop back, looking to throw. Got it deep for Goodlow. Can he call it? As he had the receiver to the route, not exactly run. I don't think like Blackburn wanted it on that play. It goes to none, and Dexter will face a 3rd down and 6 yards to go. So Helms trying to get it all there early in this second half and pounce on Russellville as the Tigers have a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, I believe he just tried to send him on a go route. Jimmy just let him outrun the cornerback. Yeah. See if Chase could just throw it out there. And he did get behind him, but he lost the ball in the light.
Gardner back in there. Blackburn looking. He throws it up for grabs. It's intercepted. Intercepted and taken the distance by the Russellville Golden Tigers. It's Jesse Green coming up with an interception as that ball just launched up for grabs there. The receiver really not, I don't know who the intended receiver was on that play, but Russellville comes up with it and a 25-yard interception return for a touchdown, and Russellville a point away from tying this one up at 14 apiece with 7:03 to go in the 3rd period.
And that's because screen to the right side, and the linemen actually looked like they released on purpose, and that was just one of the plays that there was really nothing there. We probably just should have threw that in the dirt.
And here comes Bolton after the tremendous punt for the extra point. Almost blocked. I think that guy gave up on it as he could have laid out. 14 with 7:03 remaining in the 3rd. Other scores: College County 27, nothing. Sheffield 14, Wilson 7, Hazel Green 3, Florence nothing. Cherokee 14, Colbert Heights 7, and response. Will they kick it again to Dion Blue? We've got Ryan Goodlow in there. Also DJ Box deep for the Tigers. And they'll kick a quick kick, but it'll come right. They'll go offside. They'll stop play, but Keith, that got down there faster than a high end-over-end kick gets down there. Box is 15 yards.
I don't think he missed it exactly that way, because we would have had time to set up a return again.
14-14. And just a poorly designed, I don't know how the last play on the interception, you just never developed. As you said, I believe it was trying to set up the screen. We'll have to wait till we see the film next week to find that out. But nonetheless, Russellville and the interception return is 25 yards. They back themselves up to the 35 and kick off Casey Bolton with the approach with 7:02 remaining in the 3rd. High end-over-end kick, and Ballou will field it at his 25-yard line. Let's see what he can do this time. So they had a hand on him, they couldn't get him down on that play. Chris Holland now checking in at tight end once again for the Deshler Tigers. First and 10, another huge return of 30 yards. Well, in field position again inside power unit in there. J.R. White, fullback, the Anthony Summerhill tailback. They'll give him White over left side. Second down about 2 yards. Now he's coming to his spell. He's got a pass. So the sophomore class very strong this year. We got White, Gardner, Mel Morris in there. Matt Glaze is a junior. Chris May, he's huge out there defensively on this junior. So the legal senior class, but hey, they got some guys behind them.
Yeah, as the years have come by, you've seen more and more young players start to play. You always have the same.
Whenever I listen to WACR, a feeling just for me.
More and more of those guys, which is good for your program because you're able to bring guys along, and that way the cover's not bare, and And that's why you very seldom see Deshler have a down year. You know, they just sort of keep reloading because they play a mixture of young guys and older guys. 14-14, our score. Dion Ballou electrified the crowd on an 80-yard kickoff return to start the second half, and then an interception by Russellville at the 25-yard line. It was Jesse Green who took it in from 25 yards out, and White, boy, he seems to really be hurting as he is just dragged off the field. Second down, we'll call it long two. Abernathy, Summerhill, and Gardner, your backfield behind Chase Blackburn under center. This time they'll give to Gardner over the left side. He plows forward. He'll have the first down inside. So a good gain of about 4 yards for Gardner. And that'll move the chain. 1st and 10, Deshler Tigers. And Ratchet, Foster. Looks like it's so smart. I don't know if it's the decision. First and 10. Starting to be able to move the football, and they've got May in there, Chris Holland in there at tight end, so a stacked up big-time formation. Ferguson's in there at guard on 75. See, Brandon Welch is also in there at guard. So some changes offensive line for the Tigers. And moving the football here, he's got a bad spot there at the 25-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. They may measure for it. And it's a heat break at the 14-14 mark, 5:30 left. It sure is. I really wonder, Jimmy, it's going to be interesting if the coach. Yeah, I wonder, though, if the coaches do think that we can out-physical them a little bit on the offensive line, because we've come with a big package here. Bringing Evan Ferguson in at the guard makes us a lot bigger in there, and we're trying to run it right at them. And we actually had the big package in there at running back, too, till Dion Ballou with the 80 yards. Behind Blackman, they'll give the Jake on the left side. He's got a hold on. So often last year, Jimmy, there's that knack. Like Ernest Bird used to, and Brandon Madden, just a few to come to my mind. Brandon Welch, Randy Foster, Coach Miller, that's the front. This time they'll give the Gardner. He makes one no, and he can't get away this time.
Jay Gardner over the carry, tackled behind the line by Russellville to 41.
Back to
So instead of spending
wings, for senior Chase Blackman, so it'll be Summerhill and White. And Kenyon Abernathy, your wing back. Second down, titled 11. Blackman's going down the center on this drive. That's a good turn on the yard by the they move from the
Cooking toys. How would you like a chance to win
Along to Hood to bring up 3rd down and 12 for Deshler.
bowl of milk and you can take your name in one of the registration boxes. Safety for August 29th at one of the following locations. Advanced Finance.
Center, box from Johnny Baker just to the left. Now he's got to set a ball in the little slot position. They're going to roll out to the left.
And today's R&B. All contests of WACR are open to the general public except for employees, agents, subsidiaries, and affiliates of Urban Radio Broadcast. Participating sponsors and individual may win only once per 30-day period unless otherwise stated.
25 is going.
Household per county. Must be planned within 2 weeks of the
Down at 20 for Deshler.
All prizes must be paid in person at the WACR offices from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Beginning the following business day after date away, and within 2 weeks of winning it. Winners must present a valid picture ID from criminal cases. All taxes and fees for prizes awarded become the sole responsibility of the winner of that prize. Prizes are not transferable and cannot be exchanged. Racing members report to a non-qualified winners is necessary without prior notice. A complete copy of the report can be obtained at the business office located at 608 Mississippi 49759 between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And thanks for listening to 105.3, the new WACR.
Could not get anything going, and we'll wind up turning it over on downs at the 26-yard line. We have nice defensive play by number 7, Joseph.
Southern Soul and today's R&B for Tupelo on the Golden Trunk 105.3, the new
Well started for about the 26-yard. Now you got Adam Worley in there for J.R. Watt. Span and Worley for a couple of sophomores in there surrounding
Lady up at the sea.
With Callaway on the money. Tackled by Ryan.
She said, don't feel sorry for me.
No gain on the play.
Don't feel sorry, honey. But if you want to do a lady a favor, here's what I want you to do. Just loan me $2. Until the next time I see you.
For Ryan Roman, he's complete.
I'm gonna lose. These last $2. I'm not gonna lose. One going for my best friend, other one for the jukebox. To hear me some blues. Gotta hear some blues. She said I wouldn't be
Now 10-yard.
my man has been treating me right. You can't been trying to catch him, yeah. 'Cause he's been sneaking around every night. But I got caught up over here, yeah. Got caught up in this scene. And I put all of my money in that doggone gallon machine. But these last $2, I'm not gonna lose. These last $2, yeah, I'm not gonna lose. One going for my bus fare, and the other for the jukebox. I got to hear me some down home blues.
I'm out Russellville.
Oh,
The first they have two things. Second half.
if you wanna do a lady a favor, here's what I want you to do. Slip me $2 until the next time I see you. But these last $2, I'm not gonna.
Tigers try to pressure here and don't bring much on the penalty.
WACR is here. WACR
Thought he could down it, I believe. So just came up with the ball at the 38-yard line. Let's see, it's illegal. Excuse me, offside against the Deshler Tigers. So Russellville may get out of this terrible shape that they're in with Deshler inside their own 40. Well, they're cheering.
To cry. You're a stand girl with tears in my eyes. Please let me in. Let me come back home when you needed me, I was right there beside you, showed you that I care. It's the
Mills. Not a bad adjustment there when you put Mills in for Holland.
May, gonna call your name, May. There's so many good things I can say about you, girl. Oh, baby.
Ryan Roman, broken up by Deshler's Ryan Goodlow.
Third down the Golden Tigers. The score is tied. Dion Ballou, 80-yard kickoff return to begin.
It's so beautiful.
16-7 Dexter. And then a 25-yard Yankee return.
There's so many good things I can say about you, girl.
Big rush by Tigers.
That's what I'm gonna call you, girl. My baby.
We're the one, the only one, playing the real Southern Soul and today's R&B, the new WACR.
Al's going to fake it, roll to his left. He's going to fire a bullet again, complete to right off. He kicks the tackle, and he'll take it in. 22-yard line. Man, another bullet. Jonathan Bay. I believe it's Dion Ballou. No, Dion was out. Okay, yeah, I saw him higher. Johnny Bay. Yeah, he was hitting the back clearly, Jimmy. He was going over to make the tackle, and the Russellville wide receiver still in the back, just hit him square in the back, down below his waist. We'll move.
Flag against the Golden Tigers. It's still a first down for Russellville.
About 25 yards.
That's what you told me.
Quarterback miss.
I said it's all
First and 10 for Russellville from the 31.
looking at you. God, I didn't even notice your hands.
You showed us that's a big hand.
She told me that she had somebody to.
A 30-yard pass completion, and the Golden Tigers have it first down.
That's what she told me. She listened to me. Oh yeah, and I think she needs it done tonight. And I told her I might not be the best, but girl, I must confess, baby, I got an unmaking degree. Yes, I have. She said,
You shot my Bible. Yeah, I'm having problems with a second girl.
fill my radiator. Just give me a oh yeah, to keep my love in working right. That's what you told me.
of music every hour. We're 105.3. Southern Soul and today's R&B.
Express is a foul.
Russellville takes a 20-14 lead. About 6 minutes of clock, and also as Russell would have turned it over on a punt, and we have a hand to the face at the
Casey Boston in the kick for Russellville. Off the return, number 10, Ryan Goodrow. Tackled by Justin Green, along with
with a couple of
First and 10, Deshler at the 39-yard line.
Andy Foster, DJ Box at the quarterback, and he'll plunge forward and have maybe a couple out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. So Box just not quite able to get on track so far tonight.
Down at 7.
Beside him,
just as fast as you can.
penalties for Deshler.
Shot block is the call against Deshler with a 15-yard penalty. Moves the ball back to the 26-yard line.
Here and try to get it back. We'll get it back down to about 30. We'll need to try to get it all back. I'd like to, but just try to get it a good 10, 15-yard game right here. Some confusion now for Deshler. Gardner runs over with the spot. He slips out quickly. Blackman, he'll fake the Gardner. Now looking to throw. He's going to scramble now. Chase Blackman and let him do it. He's wrapped up for a stop. He'll lose a couple of yards. Back to about the 25 to the 24 now. And Golden Tigers are flexing their defense. Left side and trying to win and play forever.
Just as fast as you can.
That's what we do. The new WACR 105.3. 105.3.
Third down, Gardner box. Will line up on the inside of Blackman this time. Inside screen to Ballou.
That is the 33-yard 26-yard Ballou. Scotty Freeman on the tackle for Russellville.
But really,
Time putting up 4th down and 15.
I went to work on the side. Only on the other hand was my wife. My baby was crying. me why. Ooh, somebody going around. Somebody. Saw you at the holiday, driving your car, yeah.
Well, that wasn't a steady part, was it? But standing right in front of her. Well, no, she couldn't throw it down.
Third down, 12 yards to go, and Russellville will take a timeout.
Timeout Russellville.
That leads into so we got 3 timeouts. We get the ball back. And again, all we are right now is a touchdown and the extra point from being up 21-20. Here we are, 20-14. That's the turn. Russellville being 34-35.
Before me, you got blues on the way. Like it's hot. It is what it is. Wilson on 105.3, the new WAC.
He threw the ball in the foot of the receiver, and Kenyatta just come up and hit the guy from behind. He's running for his feet. He has no idea if the guy's catching the ball or not. He couldn't see it.
To attend a concert benefiting cancer research at St. Louis, starring Miley Cyrus and the Jonas Brothers. Shop it off a state like you've got to www.sweepstakes.com. You get official rules and free entry details. Sweepstakes ends 11:39 p.m. Pacific Time, August 29, 2008. No purchase necessary. Void in Rhode Island and where prohibited.
My car lot
Hey, the commercials are done. Now it's time to play more of your favorite Southern Soul and today's R&B for Tupelo and the Golden Triangle. 105.3, the new WACR.
Tackled by J-Rob White. Gain of 5 on the play. And it's an official timeout.
Superman lover, yeah. Say they call me Superman lover, yeah. But something wrong with me to see. Something wrong, yeah, that's it. Better than a speed bullet. I've outflown a few, yes I have. But I must be flying awful slow sometimes, baby.
A gain of 1 and it's slowed down in
14.
And the Golden Tigers take their final timeout of the half.
Come on, just look, and you'll see me flying by. Why don't you just look, and if you do, come on and look, I'm flying straight to you. They call me Superman lover, yeah.
Golden Tigers elect to go for the
They call me Superman lover, yeah. But something wrong with me this morning. Something wrong, yes it is, baby.
And the 2-point conversion is no good. 4:14 to go in the game. Russellville 26, Deshler 14.
He's going to swift kicker and be good at Dion to get his hands on it right here. He could take it to this. Here comes this throw from Bolt and he kicks right at him.
First and 10. Down for Deshler.
You got to let it go, honey. That's on the line. I tell you.
Gain of 6 yards on the play will bring up second down and 4.
One down the middle, see if Dion.
And I come back. I'm gonna kiss you where I miss
Quickly here, good stop. So first and 20, and Greg Trample by the senior, Jake Black, and I can guarantee you this Russellville fans are head both kid, and this round will be on either side, and Dexter needs to put.
There won't be much talking.
Jay Gardner in there, Miller sits to the right.
Taking down back at the 25-yard line.
Well, sometimes niggas look at what you mean. I noticed that they surrounding away. All I do is talk about you, baby. Next to say, I got all the woman I need in you. I don't have to search no more. Loving me like you doing, baby, and I'll never get bored. No, I wish I could be home 24 hours a day. We both know the bills are got to be paid.
And that'll bring up the complete out there.
I'm gonna let my tongue do the walking. I'm gonna kiss you where I miss you. We will tease you. I'm gonna kiss you where I miss you. Hold you in my soul. Behind your ear.
And Dexter had on fighting a timeout. And this is 4th and 12. When we come back after this 30-second timeout, you listen to the ball on the big dog. Dexter time the ball after 24 yards. Still scrambling. He does, it's incomplete.
Easy on. 105.3.
Victory. He scrambled for his life back there, Keith, but nobody opened, and he kept looking, kept trying to let it develop, but nobody broke open. He finally just threw it right there. Good job. Break open, but we just seemed to have about 3 guys in the pattern, and nobody was getting open. He could have got away from that last man. He might have could have run for the first down. In all fairness to the linemen, they held him out forever. Yeah, you're right. And but Jimmy, this will be a good game to teach on and learn on, and you know, when they're a bigger school and They've got really bigger guys than we do, and in the end, they've wore us down a little bit. So a delay of game penalty now against Russellville, 26-14 with a minute 25 to go in the game. 15, but it's most likely off and off here. As Russell will claim a hard fought 12-point win. Dion Ballou gave Deshler a lead, an 8-yard electrifying kickoff return to begin the second half, but Deshler nothing after that. And they'll plow forward for about 4 or 5 yards, and the clock will run down inside a minute to go in the game when they snap the ball.
Stop by number 4, Jason Malone.
What you have to, I think, Keith, is say our defense is tough, but we cannot have penalties. We cannot give teams second, third chances. You can't, and we left our, if you think back, we left our defense on the field a whole lot in the first half. If you look at the stats, I don't know the exact number of plays. I think they ran quite a bit more plays than us. And it started to show up late when we had to have a couple of stops. And Russell will move for a first down, brought down by Jason Malone. Football game. They have to kneel on it one more time. 26-14. Deshler was certainly a lot to learn in this next week, and Russell will kneel on it, and they will claim a hard-fought 26-14 win over our Deshler Tigers. So we'll play